Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jazeni if this is your first time here. So today's video is a super exciting video because it's my birthday get ready with me. So today, March 9th, is my birthday. I'm not sure when you guys are going to be watching this, but today is my birthday. So I am going to just be getting glam because I have a few activities that we're going to be doing today. So I figured I would get glam on camera so I can have this video for the memories and so that you guys can also get ready with me. So if you want to see what makeup look I come up with, then go ahead and keep watching. So first of all, let's just talk about my hair is different. So I got my hair done earlier this week and I got it cut into layers. It had been almost 3 years since I had cut my hair, so it was about time for a change. I actually planned on dyeing it as well, but there was a bit of a miscommunication between me and the hairdresser and another person who was like really kind of scheduling the appointment for me, and so I wasn't able to get it done, but it's fine. That just means, you know, another day we're gonna get it done. But yeah, so just wanted to address that. I actually love how my hair came out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put my hair back before I start doing my makeup. Starting off with the Milk primer. I am turning 28 today, which is crazy because I feel like I was just 23 and now I'm like 28, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe that I have only 2 more years left in my 20s, and it's a little nerve-wracking just because I feel like people expect you to like kind of have it together by this point, or at least by the time you're 30. And I feel like I'm still like really in limbo and really trying to figure it out. But then I'm also like, I feel like there's a lot of people who are on the same boat as me, because I'd be seeing like people on TikTok and they're just like, yep, us people in our late 20s, we're still trying to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only one. Like, that's good. It's always nice to go on social media and then like see people like talking about the same things that you're feeling, because you're just like, wow, I'm not alone. Like, I'm not the only one that's going through this. Because sometimes like things can make you feel very isolated, like you're the only one going through what you're going through. But like, trust me, you're not the only one going through what you're going through. There's people who have gone through it before, there's people who are going through it right now, and there's people who are going to go through it after you. So it's fine. You just have to, you know, just roll with the punches. And I was supposed to pluck my eyebrows. So I had this whole other video idea planned. I didn't plan on filming a birthday get ready with me, but I planned on filming a kind of like prep with me for my birthday video. But like I told you guys earlier, I planned on also dyeing my hair as well as cutting it, and it just didn't work out that way. So I was like, in the moment I was very frustrated, so I was just like, you know what, forget this. And I didn't end up filming anything of when I got my hair done, and so that just kind of threw off the whole video. And then I could have continued it, but then I just felt like a big piece of the video was gonna be me getting my hair done. And so because I didn't record any clips of when I was doing my hair, I was like, you know what, like this video, it's just not gonna work. So I just scrapped the whole idea. And then I was like, you know what, let me just get on camera and do my glam, because I just bought a whole bunch of new makeup anyways. So I was like, let me just do that, and that should be a good memory and a good video. Today's plans are just to probably go have dinner somewhere and then go visit my mom and my brother. And then my husband and I are going to a Broadway show later tonight. And that's pretty much it for the plans on my actual birthday. And the reason we kept it super simple was because I'm actually going to be traveling tomorrow. I'm going to be going to Tampa to visit my cousin. So that's going to be like my little birthday trip. And so excited. I haven't seen my cousin in a few months. I haven't seen her since my wedding in July. She was actually one of my bridesmaids. I'm gonna go visit her, and her sister, aka my cousin, also lived there. So they have like a whole itinerary planned, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited to just be in warm weather, because the weather out here in New York has been cold as usual. We're still in winter. But the good thing about March is that March is when spring comes in, and you know, I just love spring. It's my favorite season. Also, the good thing about my birthday is that around my birthday weekend is when daylight savings comes, and even though we lose an hour, it just means that it's going to be getting darker later, which, listen, I'll lose an hour if that means that we're going to get more sunlight. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything that we have planned for today. My husband kept trying to like figure out what I wanted to do, and I don't know, there was something about this year that I wasn't really like in the mood to really do anything. I also feel like I've been very low energy these last few days because for a lot of reasons. First reason is because dad actually passed away 14 years ago now. He passed on February 25th, 2009. And so the anniversary of his death just passed. And for years now, you know, I always acknowledged that it was the anniversary of his death and everything. But for some reason this year, the day like hit me a lot harder than usual. And oh, not me getting emotional, we're not gonna cry, but yeah, for some reason this year like the day hit me a lot harder than I anticipated, and I've just been thinking about him a lot and just thinking about how his death like changed my life. Because, you know, wow, not me talking about death on my birthday but no, it's just like, it's just reality. Losing anybody in general is difficult, and let alone losing a parent, and then throw in losing a parent at the age of 13. Like, it definitely changes you and it shapes you. And I feel like a part of my innocence was like kind of taken from me when that happened. And so it's a lot of things to kind of work around. And yeah, it's just like, it's just one of those things where you don't realize how impactful something like that is to you until you become an adult, and you're like, oh, like, why does this happen, and why do I do this, and all of these things. And you know, I go to therapy. I've been seeing a therapist for over a year now, and honestly it's the best decision ever. I have been telling everybody I know, anybody who wants to listen, I tell them go to therapy, because going to therapy will literally change your life. Like, it's definitely changed mine, and it's going to continue to change mine because I plan on continuing to see my therapist. But yeah, so it's just been one of those things where I have just been feeling a little low energy and just going with the flow. Another thing that I haven't mentioned to you guys is I recently quit my job. I quit my job at the end of October. I haven't been working since, and I had been working at the company that I quit. I had been working there for almost 5 years. It would have been 5 years actually on the 12th of this month that I had been working at that company. And it was basically the first company that I worked at where I had a full-time job out of college. And it was also a company that I was doing something that was related to my major, because when I had first graduated, I did an internship working at Complex Media. I'm sure you guys know what Complex is. And I really, really enjoyed that internship. But the only problem with that internship was that I was only turning 2 days a week. And so at the time, I just kind of felt like, what was the point of me going to school, paying for school, and having this bachelor's degree if I was only going to be interning somewhere where I was only getting 2 days a week? And part of me still kind of agrees with that mentality, but then part of me also feels like, you know, at the end of the day, it's an opportunity, and that opportunity to work there could have expanded to something much bigger. But I just didn't have the patience at the time. I was just like, no, I want to have a full-time job and all these things. And now looking back, I'm like, girl, you should never have rushed trying to get a full-time job, because we're gonna be working for the rest of our lives, you know? But yeah, so I interned there for about a few months, and then I went over to the company that I worked at. And let's just say my experience working there wasn't the best. I faced a lot of challenges, as I'm sure a lot of people face a lot of challenges working just anywhere, but I faced a lot of challenges. I worked 2 different positions while I was there, and both positions had their challenges. They had their perks as well, but you know, they definitely had their challenges. The second position that I worked in, the biggest challenge was my boss. Yeah, it's very difficult to have a boss you just don't have a really good relationship with, because it makes everything much more difficult. Like doing your job, communicating with her, just everything, it makes it difficult. And it got to a point where I was just like, I'm gonna end up saying something that I'm gonna regret, and I would rather leave through the big doors than through the back door. And so after lots of conversations with my husband, we made the decision that it was, it was okay for me to leave my job. So I've been unemployed since, and I think that being unemployed brings its own challenges, because like then you're sitting at home and you're thinking like, okay, so what's the next move, right? And I know that I don't want to go back to working in public health, which is what I got my major in. But then I'm like, that's the only thing I have experience in. So like, who's gonna hire me if I don't have any experience in anything else? So it's just, it's a little bit of a mind fuck, but we're working through it. I mean, I'm blessed at the end of the day. My husband is like, you know what? You figure it out, and then when you figure it out, like, then you go back to work. And I've been wanting, by the way, this eyeshadow looks terrible so far. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. But yeah, so I've been having really a lot of fun though with this like whole YouTube and social media stuff. I've been wanting to have a YouTube channel for years, like years, because I have watched all of the OG YouTubers since they like first got on the scene. It's always something that I've been like really interested in, but I just never did it because I was just like, oh, people are gonna make fun of me, people are gonna think I'm dumb, whatever. And so I feel like that steered me from starting my channel sooner. But I just kind of got to the point where it's just like, okay, like, are you not gonna do something because of fear of what people are gonna say, but then you're gonna end up regretting it like 20 years from now because you don't know what could have happened from that? Or are you just gonna continue to like let people's potential opinions of you dictate what you do with your life, So I was just like, you know what? Let me just do it. And so here I am. And it's been fun. Okay, so it looks like I'm kind of going for like a smoky brown wing right now. That's kind of what it seems like I'm going for. I do plan on using this new lipstick that I got. It's from Fenty. It's the one that everybody's been talking about recently, the red MVP shade. I love a red lip, so I was like, I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon and get it and see what it's talking about. And I swatched it and I already know that I'm gonna like it, so I plan on using that today. I don't really know what I'm wearing yet, but I have an idea. And I think that the red lip would be perfect to like kind of give me like a little pop of color, because the outfit is pretty basic. Like I said, we're not doing anything super fancy, so there's no reason for me to like really wear anything too crazy. But yeah. But the next few weeks are going to be super exciting because I'm going to be traveling. Like I said, I'm going to Tampa, visit my cousins, and then I come back and I have a few days here before I go off to Colorado for a ski trip which I'm really excited about. I went skiing for the first time in December in Whistler, and that was so much fun, like way more fun than I would have thought. It definitely is like challenging, but I think once you kind of get the hang of what you're doing, I can see why people kind of get addicted to wanting to like ski or snowboard, because it's definitely very therapeutic and it's just fun, you know. And you know, you get a little bit of a workout in also, because you definitely need to use a lot of muscles in your body. But yeah, so I'm excited to go and just have a little ski trip. And it's also kind of like a couples trip. It's a bunch of my husband's friends and like their significant others. So that should be fun as well. And I've never been to Colorado. It's been on the list of places that I wanted to go to. So, you know, I get to knock that one off my list of places that I've been to. Okay. So far, I like it, but I kind of want to just like leave it alone for now and do my base and then see where I can like elevate the eye look once I have like the rest of my makeup done. So let's go ahead and do that. So I went to Sephora yesterday, like I mentioned, and I was gonna get my normal shade, which is macadamia, and then I was gonna get custard because I wanted something like brightening. But when I spoke to the worker at Sephora, she was like, no, custard's gonna be too light. And she was like, I would suggest using a darker concealer to really seal the darkness under my eyes. So she suggested I get the color Tiramisu. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I actually want to swatch them right next to each other so I can see. I know tiramisu is supposed to be darker. Yeah, it is darker. So I feel like what I should do is go in with tiramisu and then go in with macadamia to be like the brightening. So let's try that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some right here, and hopefully that helps with concealing my dark under eyes. Also, I saw this video on TikTok of this girl promoting the Topicals eye patches, and it's supposed to be like really good with helping brightening the under eyes. So I went to Sephora to pick it up yesterday, but I don't think they sell the eye patches at Sephora. They only sell like a serum. There was a few things that they sold, but they didn't sell the eye patches. So I really want to order them. You guys have tried them before. Let me know. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think, if it's worth it. I saw a lot of videos because I ended up like searching it on TikTok, and I saw a lot of videos, and some of the reviews look really good. All right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use a brush to blend out that concealer. They say that if you blend out with a brush, more product stays on, so it's better than using a beauty blender to start. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this out with my brush, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender afterwards. I don't know, I feel like that looks kind of the same as macadamia. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not sure. We talk about how the girlies completely sold out the Rare Beauty liquid blush. I'm like, I really wanted to try it. I really wanted to place an order online, but then I was like, it's not gonna get here in time for my birthday. So I was like, I'll just go in person. And then I was making sure that everything I wanted had it in stock at my local Sephora. And when I got to my Sephora, they literally had nothing. I was like, why y'all lying and saying y'all have it in stock, and then I come here and y'all don't have it? And I know that they didn't have it in the back because one of the workers, and she was like, yeah, I just came back from there and we don't got it. I was like, damn. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with my macadamia, and I'm just gonna put this like right here. And now I'm gonna just go ahead and put some more of that macadamia on my chin and then right here on my forehead, just to brighten. And I'm gonna do a little bit on my nose. Just go ahead and blend that out with my brush. So like I said, I still can't believe that I am 28. I am trying to think of like what my goals are for this year. I think one of my main goals is something that my therapist and I have been trying to work on for as long as I've probably been seeing her, which is just to be nicer to myself. My therapist and I have found that my internal dialogue is not the best. And she's always like, if you wouldn't speak to your friends that way, why do you speak to yourself that way? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. I got high expectations for myself. But yeah, so I think that that is one of my main goals, because I think that that could really change the course for a lot of things in my life, because I'm not being so judgy towards myself, or I'm not hindering myself from being able to do something because I'm second guessing, or I'm telling myself that I am not capable of doing it. I think that that's something that I really need to work on this year. Just being nice and stop trying to be a perfectionist, because there's no such thing as perfection. And if I'm always aiming to be perfect at something, then it's gonna prevent me from doing things, because I'm like, oh well, it's not perfect, so I'm just not gonna do it, you know? And that's a really bad habit. So I just bought this and I'm so excited about this because this looks so cool. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, and this is in the shade Deep. So let's go ahead. Oh my god. Why is that thing coming out? Oh, I have to turn it on. Oh wow, that's so cool. So it's okay, so it has a little thing where you could turn it on and off, which is so cool, because I was thinking, I was like, that's gonna be messy. But yeah, so I just turned it on, and now let me squeeze. Let's see, oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so just put 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's a bit too much. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let me turn it off. That's so cool. That's really smart packaging right there. Okay, and now I need to figure out what brush I'm gonna use. Let's see, which one's denser? I think this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a brush like this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. That's what that looks like all blended out. I feel like I need a little bit more, because I don't feel like I just feel like I need a little bit more. Wow, this feels kind of empty. It feels and it sounds like it's almost empty, but let's see. I'm sure there's a lot of product in here. It just feels that way. Well, another thing that I want to work on this year is just making sure that I am nurturing the relationships with the people that I have in my life. I feel like in the past I've focused too much energy on relationships with people who I knew in reality weren't really like my people for whatever reason. And instead of just focusing my energy on the people who like are really 100% with me or about me, I would like just focus too much on people who either my relationship wasn't going well with them, and then I would just like ponder and ponder and ponder on why, rather than just being like, you know what, if this relationship isn't serving you, then do what you have to do to obviously try to mend it. But if nothing's working, then just let it go and stop trying to like blame yourself, because at the end of the day, if a relationship doesn't work, there's reasons why it didn't work on both sides. It's not just you. And, I think that is like one of the main things that I've had to learn, and I've had to kind of forgive myself, because I would always like tell myself like, oh my God, you've had so many failed friendships, whatever, like you don't know how to keep relationships and things like that. But like my therapist really helped me kind of look at it in a different way, where it's just like, yeah, you did have something to do with why that relationship didn't work, but at the end of the day, you weren't the only person that had something to do with why the relationship didn't work. So stop only putting the blame on yourself, because there's two people in a relationship and both parties have something to do with why relationships don't work, And so I was like taking on all of this responsibility when like it wasn't just me, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm just like, I just need to focus on the people who I do have good relationships with, and also just like focus on maybe even making new relationships. Thing that I really want, I want to make new friendships, because a lot of the friendships and relationships that I have right now are relationships with like my cousins, because I have a really, really big family. My mom is one of 20, so I have a bunch of cousins, and I've always been really, really close to my cousins. I've always, like, I'm a very big family person, and so I've always been really close to my cousins. So for me, I always felt like I kind of like didn't really need friends, because I was like, oh, my cousins are my friends. But then as we get older, I realized that like now everybody is like going on about their own lives. Like people are getting married, or people are buying houses, or people are moving away, and everybody is kind of focused on their own thing. I'm trying this One Size powder for the first time, and I really like this packaging. So this is the packaging, so you like lift it up, and then the powder should like accumulate right there, which is so cool. I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender and just blend out that concealer a little bit. Before I take that translucent powder, I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with my Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm a little nervous to use this because I feel like it might be a little dark, but I'm gonna go ahead and try anyways. Yeah, that might be a little too dark for my under eyes, but it is what it is. And I'm just gonna take one of these little powder puffs. So like I said, I just feel like everybody is kind of doing their own thing and just growing up. Like we're not like we were when we were kids. It's totally okay, and it's just part of life. Like we're not all gonna be as close as we once were. But yeah, anyways, my point is that I think that it's now time to like just kind of branch out and make new friends. I mean, I've had friends in the past, but like I said, those relationships haven't worked out, and I'm no longer friends with those people, and that's totally okay. It's a part of life. Not everybody is meant to be in your life forever. Some people are seasonal friends, some people are convenience friends, and that's just that. And you just need to be okay with that. And as soon as you come to terms with that reality, I think things get a lot easier, because like I said, I used to harp on the fact that like some of my relationships didn't work out, and I would blame myself. But at the end of the day, like there were a lot of reasons why those relationships didn't work, and you just gotta be okay with it and just move on and just be happy. As long as everybody's safe and everybody's happy, then to be honest, all the other little shit don't really matter. All right, and now I'm gonna go in with my NARS Laguna. I meant to pick this up in the bigger size, but this will do for now. Once I hit pan on this, then I'll just go back and buy it. What I'll probably do, wait for the Sephora VIB sale, or the Sephora sale that they have every year, and I will probably re-up. I like to always wait until I have a little discount at Sephora to re-up on my makeup. I mean, sometimes if I have to, especially like skincare, if I have to buy it before, then obviously I'm gonna buy it. But for the most part, like things that I'm like eyeing and stuff, I wait till the Sephora sale to buy whatever I need, you know, so you could get that little discount. Because let's talk about it, makeup is expensive as hell. I'm like, ciao. For blush, I think I'm gonna just use this palette. I've used this before. This is the Alamana Cosmetics. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with this shade. This is called Seclusion. I'm just gonna take this brush. Actually, I'm gonna mix Seclusion and Isla, which is that middle shade, and just pack that on. That's the blush. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do some mascara. I'm actually gonna try this Ilia mascara. I got this as a part of my little birthday gift from Sephora. I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about, or what else I want to like tell my future self, because like the main reason I'm filming this is because I want to watch it back like a year from now on my next birthday, which will be my last birthday in my 20s. The main thing that I want to tell myself is to focus on the good and stop focusing so much on the bad, and like focus on things that I've been able to accomplish. Please hold. I'm getting a little emotional. Please hold. Okay, so I just finished my mascara. Sorry about that. I had to take a moment and do my mascara because, you know, I was getting a little emotional. Like I was saying, just to like focus on the good and focus on what I have been able to accomplish versus what I haven't, or what I envision my life to be like at this point, and it's not what I envisioned it. Because at the end of the day, like, there's no good in focusing on the bad. Like, you get nothing from focusing on the bad. So why not put that energy towards being grateful and focusing on all the good that you have? And I think that's the biggest takeaway, the biggest thing that I really want to work on, because I have been able to accomplish a lot. You know, I was able to buy a house, got married, I found the love of my life, graduated from college, I have a bachelor's degree, I was able to sustain a job for 5 years. And, you know, through everything that I've gone through in my life, because I definitely have gone through quite a few things, still been able to get to this point. Please hold. I'm gonna go in with the brown shade and just do that under my eyes. But yeah, I just want to focus on what I have accomplished versus what I haven't. I'm gonna leave that at that because your girl's getting a little emotional and we can't mess up this glam right now. But yeah, so hopefully I really maximize my potential this year, because I have so much potential, and I think that because I always second guess myself, I don't allow myself to really fully show all the potential that I have. Just using this lip liner, it's just something I had in my drawer. It's Jante Blue, I don't know, and it's in the shade Brown Sugar. Go in with this Fenty lipstick. This is the new Fenty lipstick. This is the Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade MVP. Okay, so that is the lips. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hair and get dressed off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and I might bring you guys along with me, but I'm gonna close out the video, and then there might be another part after I close out the video, so stay tuned. All right, my loves, so this is the final look. So I just put on this top from Zara, and I put on some jeans, and I just put on some earrings, and that was it. I kept it kind of simple but kind of cute all at the same time. In regards to my makeup, I am not 100% in love with it. I feel like I look a little bit too orange in my cheeks, but that's my fault because I use this blush, so that's my fault. But it's okay because blush is the first thing to leave your face, so Hopefully that means I won't be looking too orange for too much longer. I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face one more time. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here while I get ready for my birthday. Hopefully 28 is one of the best years, and hopefully in year 28 I learned how to be just a little bit nicer to myself. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Mwah. Bye.